Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around the globe. You know, y'all, it certainly is a fantastic morning. Did you remember to get up and, frame your day? Begin to speak to yourself in that mirror while looking in your eyes and begin to affirm yourself. Begin to say that, today is going to be a great day. I'm so happy. I am so glad. I'm so blessed. Have that attitude of gratitude. Like I was talking about on yesterday, just thanking God that you woke up this morning on, this side of the ground, that you were able to open up your eyes, that you were able to speak, that you were able to wake up in your right mind with all of your faculties, with all of your limbs working, that you have a roof over your head, you have food to eat and clothes on your back. I mean, that's enough to be thankful for, just those small things. And it'll make so much difference. It will make a whole lot of difference. I'll do this. I'm not just telling you to do this. This is something that I do each and every morning. And I find that, it's very important to do because it sets my day. First thing I do, wake up in the morning and, give praise to God. I get there, empty myself out before him and ask him to fill me for this day. Fill me with what I need, what I need to deliver to my audience. This is something that we should constantly do. Don't just wake up and live your life like, just existing. You have to learn how to live your life on purpose and to be grateful, being grateful. And you'll see how these things will begin to shift your day, giving you, a different type of mindset, a different type of attitude, and the same as before you go to bed at night, not download, but get rid of the stuff that you've been carrying throughout the day. Don't go to bed like that, get rid of that stuff. Don't take it into your sleep where it could affect you, during your time of sleep at night. Excuse me for a second. Get a sip of water. All of these things, it helps you. It helps you to relax. It helps you to really, take the load off. Less stress, y'all. Less stress. I'm telling you, these have been some marvelous days. Some marvelous days. No matter what's going on, okay? Make it the best day possible. Live your life as if it was your last day on this earth. Live your life to the fullest and live your life on purpose. And that's what we talk about here on Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. And I'm going to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, and I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table, to be the best version of yourself, and to live your life unapologetically. Unapologetically. Live your truth. Be your truth. Speak your truth. Think on your truth. Act on your truth. There's so much on the inside of you. So much that you have yet to tap into. Those treasures, those gems, those things that's hidden on the inside of you. If you have only had taken an opportunity to see what you have on the inside of you, what you have on the inside that could bring you a monetary return. There's so much greatness on the inside of you, y'all. So much greatness. And a lot of times I'm, dealing with women who have issues with self-confidence and, self-esteem and all of these problems they're having. And I sit there and I talk with them and I teach them. I have different courses and different books and, different information that you would like to have some of this information. There's a information that's scrolling at the bottom of your screen of how to get in touch with me. But anyway, I teach them how to live their life on purpose, how to be the best version of themselves. And that's for each and every one of you. Always be the best version of yourself, no matter what, because you are worth it. You are worth it. You're worth your life on this earth is priceless. If you only would realize just how much value that you could bring to the table. Good morning, Lucky. How you doing today? It's great seeing you. I missed you last week, you know, and I know you've been busy. You've been, getting together and with your outfits and different things, with your presentation. And I hope that that's going along fine for you. I'm just not just talking to women. Y'all, I have some men also who chime in from time to time. And Lucky is one of those that's always here. He always shows up. So, and I missed him on last week. And I know sometimes, especially, this is a busy time. And we are all may be involved in different things. But, it's always good to see, a familiar face here on the platform. Let's see. Let me go here. Okay, you're taking a furlough day. Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's something that I'm going to be doing pretty soon also, taking a furlough day. But I still want y'all audience to chime in with that when I do take those days, because, the program will continue to run. But y'all, it's so very important. It's so very important to, get to know who you are. Get to know who you are and what you have to bring to the table. And today I'm going to be talking about dealing with emotional roller coasters and the causes of that, And like I say, each one of these topics, each one of these themes is just not pulling out of the air. These are things that I have lived through, okay? How can I teach you if I've never been there? But once you've been there, and this is for you also, how can you take somebody where you've never been? But if you've been there, you could certainly show them, the pitfalls. You could certainly show them, how to come out of a situation or how to avoid a situation. And, it's a lot going on in everybody's life, y'all. There's a lot going on. And what people need is they just need somebody to listen to. Okay? There's a lot of chatter going on. There's different voices going on. There's a lot of stuff. And y'all know this, okay? Y'all know this. We are all living busy lives. We all have a lot of stuff going on. And sometimes, we've been pulled this way, we be pulled that way. And, opposition comes and blase. A lot of things happen in our lives. So we have to be aware of this. Especially, if we're authors out there, or we're entrepreneurs out there, or if we're leaders out there, never come across in certain ways. And that's what I'm going to, dive into today. Certain things that you could avoid to, help your audience when they're going through these emotional roller coasters and, help them, because we have a great responsibility, whether you're an author, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a leader. You and I have a great responsibility of changing the trajectory of somebody's life, our audience's life, okay? And also the people around your audience, okay? Their family members, their friends, their neighbors, their co-workers, whoever, okay? And the same for your entrepreneurs. We have a great responsibility talking in or speaking into somebody's life where they can make this change. So we have to be sensitive to other people's needs. We have to be sensitive. It might not be something that affects us, but if it affects somebody else, if it affects our audience, we have to be sensitive to that. It may be something where you say, that little thing, that don't even bother me. But for somebody else, that might be a big thing. It might be something that will push them over the edge. So we have to learn how to deal with people when, they need somebody to listen to them. Okay? Sometimes that's all it takes, y'all. Just somebody to give a listening ear. You don't need to say anything. Just be there for them. How many times can I tell you that I've just been there for people? Didn't say a word. Okay? Or very few. Very few words did I say, if I said anything. And I made sure that they had my undivided attention because I looked at them. I didn't put my head down. I didn't look to the side. I wasn't preoccupied with my phone or anything, writing anything. I looked at them, gave them my undivided attention because there are a lot of things that people are going through in this time. And just because it's not a big thing for you doesn't mean that it's not a big thing for them. So when I'm talking about dealing with emotional roller coasters, I'm talking about being aware. Okay? Be aware because we are problem solvers. And you have to see yourself first as a problem solver. Wherever you go, it's just not happenstance. Okay? It's not happenstance. There's a reason why you're there. Sometimes you might not know it right off. There's times I've been to places and I'm saying, why am I here? Why am I here? And if I really, stop and sit or stop for a minute, I know why I'm there. Okay? I'm there for a certain person. And maybe this has happened to you. Maybe you found yourself in a place and, you say, why am I here? And you, when you zero into it, you'll find out why you're there. Let's go to the comments. Don't interrupt. Don't respond. Don't judge. And just listen. And that's very good. Don't interrupt them because that's very important. Thanks, Lucky, for that. Because they're trying to get things out of their heart. And they're trying the best because, sometimes when people are coming from their heart, it's kind of hard for them. So when they're on this role of really expressing themselves, getting this out of their hearts, don't interrupt. Just listen. Just listen, because you may never get that opportunity again. Be that listening in. Don't respond. That listening in. Don't respond. Don't say anything. Don't interrupt. And that's very, very important. And especially don't judge. And I think I talked about that on last week about when I was talking about your thoughts, okay? Getting your thoughts in the right frame by disciplining yourself not to be judgmental, not to be critical, not to already, judge people before you listen. Because, sometimes people prejudge people. They prejudge people and they already have, what they want to say from the get-go. They haven't heard the whole story, but they already have judged them. And also with this, assumption. Here's another one, Lucky. Assumption. Stop assuming certain things. You have to know. Don't assume why something's a certain way or somebody's a certain way. Don't assume that. You have to know the truth. And when you know the truth will make you free. And tell people the truth. Don't be rude to them. Because, I often tell people this. I'm a straight up person, okay? Y'all see me here. And this is me, okay? Whether you see me on camera or you see me in person, this is me, okay? When I ask somebody a question and pertaining to me, okay? And I'm asking you a question pertaining to me. Don't take me all around the block. Don't try to save face and try to give it to me easy. When I ask you a question, tell me the truth. Because if you lie to me, I'm going to know it. Now, I'm not going to trust you. Okay? Because when I ask you the truth, I want to know the truth. Don't come up with all of these excuses or I don't know how you're gonna feel and let me see if I could give it. No, when I ask you, and that's me, okay? Now I can't say about you, but about me. This is me. Y'all see me online, but if you ever meet me in person, this is me. I'm 100%, whether I'm online or in person. And for those of you who know me, that may be on this broadcast, chime in, okay? Because you know me. Tell me the truth. So that's what people, you should listen to people because they're trying to tell you something. They're trying to tell you something. So, don't do those things to them. We have to take ourselves out of being, apathetic and show compassion. Yes. And show compassion for others. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Showing compassion because we always have to put ourselves in somebody else's shoes, and especially when we're talking about our audience. Okay, put ourselves in somebody else's shoes, and especially when we say we have an audience, think about their feelings, think about what they're going through, think about your solution to help people. Not to hurt them, but to show them a different way, to give them an opportunity to, get out of that situation or avoid that situation. Take your, ego out of the situation and put the feelings of others ahead of yours for a moment. That's true. That's true. We're going to talk about that too. And all of these are valid, points. Valid points. People have real situations. We all have real situations. But, as leaders, as experts, as entrepreneurs, as authors, we have to consider that. That we have a great responsibility. Now let's go into the first one. First one, not listening. And I think Lucky pointed that out about listening, not listening. Okay. Don't be distracted. Listen. And the key to understanding what a person is going through is to listen. Not only listen to what they're saying, vocally, but also listen for the things that they're not saying. Because I'm telling you, sometimes people don't know how to express certain things out of their hearts. Sometimes it happens with us. We are so full, or there's something going on that we just can't properly express it. But if you listen, listening gives you clues. I had a conversation with somebody just the other day. They were talking to me. I was the listening ear. Okay. I said very few things. Very few. Let me go to the comments right quick. Let's see. Taking the time to listen to someone can be the difference between survival and suicide. Real talk. That's so true. That's so true. How many times people found themselves where they had nobody to talk to. Nobody would listen to them. And they went from person to person to person. Okay? And something happened in the end. Just think about that. So when somebody comes to you, no matter how busy you are, it's not worth somebody's life to go and commit suicide because you were too lazy or too caught up in yourself or too busy to just spend at least 5 minutes. I'm just saying at least. It may be more. 5 minutes listening to them. This is serious. And like I said, I had this conversation with, somebody the other day. I said, I didn't say too much. I just listened. I chimed in here and there. And I found out a lot of stuff. It gave me clues. It gave me things that now I could see the whole picture. Okay? That's what listening will do for you. You'll be able to see the whole picture. You'll be able to see some things where now you could give a qualified answer to. And you can see the pitfalls. You can understand what's going on in the individual. Now you have solutions in order to meet those pain points, in order to give them to eradicate. You're giving them the strategies. You're giving them what they need. That's why you have to listen. And listen intently. Don't listen to respond, okay? Listening to respond is, okay, you already have the answer. I'm just letting you talk, okay? But I got this, and this is a part of ego too. I got this, and I'm going to tell you what I need to tell you without me really listening to you. And you're missing it because you're so caught up in yourself, because it's not coming from your point of view. It's coming from whoever you're talking to, your audience, their point of view, not your point of view. So listen. Listen is key. Listening is essential. I survived 3 suicide attempts, and I know from experience the power of compassion and empathy. Yeah, let me tell you something, Lucky. Okay? I don't know you personally, but you live your life on purpose. Don't care what people say. Don't care what people think about you. Okay? You are worth it. You are worth it. There's a purpose for you being on this earth. Don't care what happened to you. Don't care what you've been through. None of those things. Okay? It's not worth taking your life over. All right? It's not worth that. So I know that you're getting counseling and different things of that nature, because I remember you saying that on the previous broadcast. But get the help that you need. But you are worth it. You are somebody. You have value. You have worth. Maybe sometimes you just have, sometimes you just have to move away from certain people. New surroundings, new friends. If people don't accept you, oh well. Okay? But I'm telling you right now, and like I said, I don't know you personally, but I love you, and you are worth it. You are somebody. Yo, this is real talk today. Okay? We don't sugarcoat anything. And I'm glad that you brought this information out, because there may be somebody else in the audience who's going through something. Okay? Who's going through something. There is somebody for you to always go to. And yesterday I talked about this. Somebody with integrity. Somebody who's going to have that genuine love for you. That genuine solution for you. That's going to tell you the truth. That's going to want to help you. There's somebody for everybody. Okay? There's somebody for everybody. So I don't want you to feel like, that there's nobody to talk to. Yes, there's somebody. There's people there for you to talk to. And your business will never get out no further than them 4 walls. So here's another one. Listening gives you insight and perspective. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We have to learn to listen, y'all. This is so, so very important, because dealing with emotional roller coasters, okay? You heard what he said. He said, I attempted suicide 3 times. Okay? This is real. You have even, little kids doing the same thing because of peer pressure and what's that other one? Bullying and different things of that nature. That's why I talk about mental health and men and emotions on my Facebook Live 3 times a week. It's how I give back. Yeah, because you've been there. And that's so, so very important. That's another great one there. When you've been there and you could talk about those things, go ahead and talk about it, because now you're building strength. Okay. Now you're reaching out. You're not just holding your emotions inside and compressing those things. Now you're reaching out. Okay. You're reaching out. So as you're reaching out to help others, you're gaining strength. You're gaining strength. You see, you just can't isolate yourself. You just can't. I talked about isolation yesterday, and depression and different things of that nature. You can't isolate yourself, because when you isolate yourself and put yourself in a corner, put yourself in the background, and put yourself back there in the closet where now you're all alone and all by yourself. Guess what's going on inside you? You have all that chatter on the inside of you, all those voices talking to you. Okay. And those voices are your voice saying that I'm not good enough. I'm not worth it. I'm not this. I'm not that. So it's good that you're out there. You're telling your side of the story. You're telling what happened to you. You're not sugarcoating anything. All right. And that's good. I applaud you for that. That is very good. And I'm so glad that you're doing that you're giving people hope out of your situation. But that's why it's so important, audience. It's so important to have that listening ear, because you never know where somebody's at. Okay? Where somebody's at. And you can make a difference in somebody's life, even save somebody's life. Saving people's lives, because there's so much that's going on with each and everybody. Pay attention. Like I said, avoid listening to respond, because listening to respond causes blockages. You won't hear, and now you're not even a blockage, it's cutting somebody else off. And now they're not being heard. And remember, people know when you don't care. People know when you don't have time for them. And we know it. How many times we wanted to talk to somebody or spend some time with somebody, and we felt it, that they don't want to be bothered with me. So you go about your business. But I'm telling you, as an author, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, you cannot have that attitude where you're not listening to somebody, because these are people that have emotional, they're going through emotional roller coaster. And don't think that you're in it and it won't happen to you. We all go through it. There's some things, there's buttons that things can be pushed in our lives that will send us over on the deep edge. Okay? So nobody's exempt from it. So don't think that it'll never happen to you, because it will. Okay? It happened to me. It will. Okay? It may not be serious with you, but you have to start taking things seriously. This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is real. This is real life. These are people's lives that we're talking about. Here's another one. Not aware of your actions. Okay? And that's why we always have to have at least that one friend, okay, that could tell us what we need to know and tell us the truth. Because, sometimes we're not aware of our actions. And we come across as, being hard or being hardline. Okay? We come across as that. And we have, how would I say this? Because I don't want to get into my next one. We have this persona about ourselves that people say, well, I can't really talk to him. I can't really talk to her. So we have to be aware of that. We have to be aware of how do we respond to our audience. How do you respond to your audience? That's a great one right there. And this is something that, when I tell you to go and describe yourself and go, find out who you are. Think about this. Here's something else. Another question. How do I respond to my audience? And that's a great checkup that you could do from time to time, especially maybe if your products on selling, or this is not happening in your business or career. how do I respond to my audience? Think about that. That's a great question. Here's another one. Or am I sensitive to my audience's pain points? Are you sensitive? We have to be sensitive to somebody's pain points. It may not be a big deal for us, but it's a big deal for them. A big deal for them. So we have to be sensitive to that by having compassion, by responding the right way, by not adding to somebody else's pain. They already going through something, y'all. They don't need to have this added pain on top of that, especially by an expert. Okay, you so got this ego thing up here so much that now you have become rude. You know, you turn people off. You can't do that. So always be aware of your actions. And here's another one. Do you consider people are at different stages? We all know that, right? Everybody's not the same. Everyone's at different stages. And so we have to listen to the individual. Everybody's an individual. Don't group people together and think, well, these people got it. Well, why you haven't gotten it? Okay? Learn how to, and you'll learn this, okay? As you continue developing in your walk to your design pathway, to be able to customize your response to fit that individual. And that's something you learn once you go through. Okay? It's something that you'll learn how to customize that. And you have to go through. You just can't sit there and think, well, it's going to happen, and you're not putting any action to it. It's action, okay? It's action. Let me go to the comments right quick. I allow my thoughts to be processed first, and then I watch my tenor tone and word choices when responding. That's true. Yes, process your thoughts. Is it the right thing that I need to say? Have to always be aware, okay, of that. Because everything you think is not what you should say, okay? Is there a better way that I could say this? Always think that, because you don't want to offend people. You don't want to wound people, because a person offended is hard to win back, okay? It's hard to win back because now it's a stronghold. You can't get in there, okay? You can't get in there. When people are, unloading their heart, listen, okay? Because once they shut it up, you're not getting back in. They done built that stronghold. And then you watch your tenor tone. Then you watch your tone. That makes a big, big difference, because now that shows that you're compassionate. Okay, you're compassionate with that individual. And then the word choices when responding. That's so very good. That's so very good. Your word choices, because that makes a difference. That makes a difference, because you have to do the right thing, because you'll shut people out and they will never open up again. Never open up. And that's very, very crucial. That's very crucial. Let's go to the next one. Finding you hard to approach. Okay? Coming at somebody from your point of view. Your point of view. It's your audience. It's not about you. It's about your audience. So don't be hard to approach in that area. Don't be hard to approach. Your projections can really make a difference. Yes, it can. Oh, yes, it can. It can make a difference. Just like with this one, hard to approach. You're repelling people instead of, attracting them to come. Because when they identify you as the solution to whatever they're going through, they're going to come to you. So you don't want to project the wrong thing. You don't want to, come at them with your point of view. Listen to what they're saying. You can't make somebody live through your eyes. you have to understand that it has to work for them. They have to see it working for them. Okay? You put it out there and you allow them to develop it into their own and grab and receive it and grab ownership of it. Now they're able to take what you have given them, okay, or serve them, put it that way. Let me use that. Let me use that word, serve them. And now they made it their own. Now it's going to work for them. But not until, that happens will it happen. Because you can't make them live through your eyes. You can talk to your blue, black, green, and purple in the face. If they don't understand, they won't see it. Wisdom is a principal thing, but with all that getting, get an understanding, because understanding allows them to see. And that's what you're doing it. You're allowing them to see, because you can see it before, you can see it before they see it. You see them on the other side of the situation, but all they see is that pain, what they're going through. Okay. That's all they're seeing. But now when you're able to do just like I just told you, and you serve it to them and they receive it, now they'll understand it. Now they can see it. It's simple as that. Don't allow people to, see that you're hard to approach. Yes. Learn the difference between approachable and adversarial. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There is a difference. There's some people, all they want to do is, is fight, have a controversy going on. There's a difference. And people back off from that, people back off from that. It's, yeah. And if especially, like I'm saying, leaders, entrepreneurs, and authors, you have to go back and take a hard look at yourself and fix those things. If these things, if what I'm talking about here, and we chatting about in the chat, if these things are resonating with you, got to fix these things. Okay? Got to fix these things. And it's okay. Okay? It's okay. Find out what you need to do. Replace these things, because you just can't drop them. Because if you drop them, it'll come back. But if you replace it with something good, okay, the right way to do things, that'll solve your solution. That'll solve your problem. That's a solution for your problem. But people, your audience should never find you hard to approach. Man of communication. Here's a good one. Man of communication. Speaking at someone instead of responding to them with compassion. Don't speak to people, at them people. At people. That's what I meant. Don't speak at people. Don't ever talk down to people. Okay? Don't ever shout at people or be angry at people. This is real, y'all. They're going through something. No matter how they may come at you. Okay? No matter how they will come at you. Like I said, when I was in the corporate world, the corporate arena, there were times I had people come to me shouting, angry about this, angry about that. But I didn't change my tone. I spoke back to them or responded. Let me put it that way. Let me use the right word. I responded to them just like what they were saying didn't even faze me, because it really didn't. Okay? And that calmed them down. But if you're going to be rude to them because they're rude to you, what is that going to get you? Where's that going to go? And we see that right now in society right now. It's like, people are rude, people are obnoxious, and people just want to say anything, but you don't do that. You don't do that. You said, thank you for this. I needed this. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. Like I say, we keep it 100% here, because people need to hear this. And I thank you for chiming in too. Learn to talk to people, not at them. That's it. Talk to them, not at them. Don't ever think that you're above somebody and they're below, or you better than them. No. See everybody on the same playing field, okay? Everybody's right here. There's no, this one is better than that one, okay? There's none of that. I don't see people that way. I don't. Okay? I don't care what title you got. I don't care who you are. I don't see people that way. I don't see people that way. I don't even care what color you are, okay? I don't see that. I didn't see you as a human being. That's what I see. That's the way I was raised. Okay? That's the way I was raised. So you have to learn how to treat people with respect, the way you want them to treat you. You want them to treat you with respect, okay, and tell them they're supposed to respect you. No, you have to respect others. And first of all, you have to respect yourself. Teach, you got to do those things. But never talk down to people. No matter who they are human first. That's so true. That's so true. They're human first. Respond, don't react. That's it. Respond. Don't react. Because a lot of things are going on in people's lives, y'all. A lot of things are going on in our lives. But don't take it out on somebody else just because you're going through. And what good is that? Then everybody's going to be screaming at each other. And what's going to happen there? Then the authorities are called. Somebody may go to jail. Somebody might, get in a fist fight. Somebody might get shot. Somebody might get killed. Why? Okay? Manner of communication. And you have to be careful these days. People are on edge. Then you find, and you heard stories of this on the news, okay? Somebody got fired. Somebody talked bad to them. Somebody did things. The person came up, back in, and shot up the whole place. You have to be careful. Dealing with emotional roller coasters. People are going through things. A soft answer turns away all this confusion, all this rap. A soft answer. Especially if you're a leader, especially if you're an author, especially if you're an entrepreneur. Treat people as you would want them to treat you. Don't talk to people like they're dogs. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you do. That's it. It's how you do it. With respect. Okay? With respect. Listen to what they're saying, even when they're yelling. Okay, you have that toneness. You'll notice it'll come down. Their tone of voice will come down because now somebody's paying attention to them. They may have not gotten the attention that they're looking for because people have been giving them the runaround. Nobody's telling them what they need to hear. Now here they done locked into you. Listen. Okay, it'll turn away rat. Don't rush, don't be, preoccupied. Take your time with people. Take your time. Everybody's important, y'all. Everybody's special. You cannot see yourself or any better than somebody else or nobody. They can't see themselves any better than you. Everybody's important. Everybody wants to be heard. You know what it's like when people have ignored you. Didn't feel too good, right? Every situation gives you a lesson or allows you to teach, and sometimes they can be both. That's it. Every situation, that's right, gives you a lesson and allows you to teach. Sometimes they can be both. And that's exactly it. That's why this program's here today. Man of communication. You know, finding you hard to approach, not aware of your actions. Because, you know, I realize that there are people that do this on a constant basis and trying to bring awareness. Hey, you're repelling people away from you. You want people to like you, but you're coming across this way. It's very, very important, you know? Here's another one. But I'm talking about dealing with emotional roller coasters. Hearing one side of the story. You just focus in on that one side. And you know, people always want to tell you their side of the story, but you never hear the other side. You know, excuse me. I always say there's his side, there's her side, and then there's the truth. Okay? And it could be two men or two women. It's one side for this one, it's the other side for that one, and then there's the side of the truth. Now, then the truth is what we want to arrive at. We'll never arrive at the truth, which is the root. Why is this happening? What has caused this to happen? You understand? If we don't listen, the root cause of it. Because the root is something that caused that explosion, something that caused that reaction, something that caused, you know, that chaos to go on. What caused that person to react that way? It looks much different from the root. But not until you get to the root cause of something can you fix it or, you know, serve that solution. Now, that person has to have the ability to receive it. Now, it's up to them. But you want to make sure that you're in right standing, that you're doing what you need to do to serve it to them. Now, it's up to them to receive it. And once they receive it and take ownership of it, now they're able to fix that situation. But always find the truth. The truth is going to be that root. What caused this situation to, you know, spiral out of control and get to this point? Stop glamorizing being savage and keep it real. Learn to be civil. Oh, yeah. And you'll see that, you know, coming across social media a lot, you know. And that's just another world, y'all. Another world, okay? Glamorizing being savage. You'll see that in a lot of the reels, a lot of stuff on social media. Keep it real. Learn to be civil. That's true. That's true. Always having something to say. You know, you don't have to respond to everything. Sometimes you just keep your mouth shut. No need for response. The more you respond to some things, the more it'll add on to it. Some things you just need to just go about, you know, just ignore it. Don't even give it attention. And I'm just talking about that one thing, but this that you need to give attention to. This, we're dealing with emotional roller coasters, talking about listening, yeah. And also, when I'm going to add into this one, hearing one side of the story, you know, avoid being judgmental. I think you had brought that up in the comments, Lucky, about avoid being judgmental. Don't judge nobody. Come on. You know, judging people. Judge and you won't be judged, okay? How can you be talking about this one, doing this, that, and the other, and you might be doing worse? Don't be judgmental. Because when you're judgmental, you know, you're not even getting to the root cause because now you have judged this person. Don't ever be judgmental. And always be fair. Always be fair. Okay? always be fair. I don't know if it was Monday's broadcast. What's today? Today's Tuesday, right? Sometime, yeah, today's Tuesday. So it was last week broadcast when I was talking about the mind and thinking. I brought out, by being fair, and even with the thoughts in your mind, because your thoughts will become actions. Okay, so go back and watch that broadcast. I forgot which one it was, but and he even talked about the judgmental, different things of that nature, and those things comes from thoughts. Okay, those things come from seeds that's planted inside of you. And as a man thinketh, so he is. Okay. And when I'm talking about man, mankind, that could be woman too. As a woman thinketh, as a man thinketh, so are you. Okay. So those things you have to get rid of in order, to be able to deal with situations and circumstances that your audience is going through. Okay. That your audience is going through. There are always three sides of the story. Your side, their side. That's true. That's what I just said. And the absolute truth. Because, that's the root of it right there. That's the root of it. The absolute truth. There's always three sides of the story. But people, they just listen to one side. And if you don't listen, you'll miss those clues. Okay? There's clues in listening. Not listening to respond, but, hearkening. Listen, okay? Diligently. Okay? Listen. Bring your listening clearly. I'm not talking about these outer ears, okay, which you see right here. I'm talking about intently. Okay? Listen to see. Listen to see. Because you hear it, now you're going to start seeing something. Everything's connected to your ears, okay? Everything's connected to your ears. So hear it. When you hear it, you'll begin to see it. And if you don't hear it, you're not going to be able to see, to give the right response to your audience. So dealing with emotional roller coasters, the causes, not listening, not aware of your actions. Be aware of your actions. Always keep this in mind. How am I responding to my audience? How am I coming across? Am I sensitive to their pain points? Always think about that. Another one, people find you hard to approach. Get there and see, why are people finding you hard to approach? Okay? And fix it. Fix it. These are things that you can fix. Stop being hard-headed. Okay? Fix it. When you're stubborn, you have a tendency to break. And things will begin to break down in your life. So you're going to have to learn how to come out of being stubborn. Because when you go through your storm, things are going to be breaking in your life. And you're not going to be able to get a handle on those things until you fix that stubbornness. So that's something that you have to learn, okay, on your own. And you have to make that decision that I want to change. And that could only come from you. You have to come to the end of yourself where say, hey, this is not working for me. Okay, I need to change this, because otherwise I'm being hard. I'm being hard with my audience. I'm being hard on them. Okay, you have to be approachable. Your manner of communication. Okay, your manner, not speaking at somebody, not speaking down to them, but speaking where they have an understanding to be able to receive it. Whatever you're telling them with your compassion, where they'll be able to receive it, because you have compassion for what they're going through, and you want to fix those things by serving them solutions for them to make that decision to receive it, in order for them to, have that change that they need to have. And always hear the truth. Not his side, not her side, but the truth, which is the root. You have to get to the root, because if you don't get to the root, that situation will always be there. Get to the comments. It reminds me of the saying, stop using 2 months. Oh, excuse me, not 2 months. Stop using 2 mouths and 1 ear. That's true. That's why we have 2 ears, right? So we could hear and hear intently. Yeah, but we want to what? Talk all the time, talk. And that comes from what? What does talking come from? Talking comes from people having this ego thing. And you always hear about, people ego tripping. But you know what? This has been a great conversation piece right here, y'all. And I thank you for, taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with me. And thank you for those who are in the audience who's not in the chat, and those who are in the chat. Thank you, Lucky, for being here today with me on this segment of Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Now, tomorrow is going to be a rebroadcast because I have engagement to do tomorrow. But, tune in tomorrow. Because you may have missed that broadcast previously. I don't know what I'm going to put up there for tomorrow. But I will be back on Thursday because tomorrow is Tuesday. I will be back on Thursday for another live broadcast. So I want you to remember this. This is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.